The latest on the pandemic, daily cases nationwide are up nearly 70% since last week.
States with lower vaccination rates are being hit really hard. The White House sent a team of over 100 people to Nevada because of the high number of cases.
And ABC's Zareen Shah is in Los Angeles where that mask mandate is coming back this weekend. Zareen, good morning.
Hey, good morning. When just last month, people in LA were rejoicing because you no longer had to mask up if you were indoors at places like stores, at the gym, here at Chrysalis Fitness and Wellness. They thought it was a big step forward. But starting tonight in LA County, if you are indoors, you have to mask up. This coming as California just reported its single highest day of COVID cases since February. This morning, the CDC announcing 32% of Americans still have not received a single dose of the COVID vaccine.
This is becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Hospitalizations up in 39 states, and the U.S. daily case average up nearly 70% in the last week. Cases up in nearly every state. The worst hit states including Arkansas, Florida, Louisiana, Missouri, and Nevada. And Louisiana's governor warning they're entering a fourth surge.
Clearly, this is attributable to two things. One is the emergence of Delta variant of COVID-19 and vaccination rates that remain woefully inadequate.
Louisiana joining Missouri in states with highest number of cases. Missouri health officials raising the alarm about the need for a mask mandate in the coming days.
The reckoning is going to be for those who are unvaccinated. Are we all going to have to put masks back on? At some point, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, you know, we're in trouble.
In California, 10 counties now recommending mask mandates for all people. In Los Angeles, a mask mandate going into effect Saturday night, whether you're vaccinated or not. Small business entrepreneurs like Body Fit Training's owner hoping restrictions don't get worse.
We're at that first level now. What I'm hoping is it just kind of stays there and then it goes back to no mask so we don't have to go to the deeper levels of restrictions.
And now there are more reports about breakthrough infections among fully vaccinated people. This Oklahoma couple say they were fully vaccinated but fell ill after a recent Vegas trip.
It felt like concrete was inside of my face. Immediately, I thought this could be COVID, even though I had been vaccinated.
Data shows current vaccines remain highly effective at preventing the disease, and more than 99% of hospitalization and deaths are in the unvaccinated. And Dr. Anthony Fauci speaking out about breakthrough infections in fully vaccinated people, saying those folks are still likely less contagious. Whit?
Zareen Shah for us, thank you. Joining us now is Dr. Paul Offit, a vaccine expert at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and a member of the FDA's advisory panel. Dr. Offit, good morning. It's good to have you. So with the Delta variant and the rise in cases, Los Angeles County and about 10 other counties in California are now bringing back their indoor mask mandates. Do you think other American communities should do the same now? And were some of these restrictions lifted too soon?
Well, you learn as you go. I think what's happened is that in some communities that are relatively under-vaccinated, you're seeing a surge in cases again. So in those communities, yes, I think bringing back the mask mandate helps. I mean, you would hope that since we have enough vaccine to vaccinate everybody in this country who's over 12 years of age, that people would readily take up that vaccine. But what we're finding is the hardest part of this whole pandemic was not constructing a vaccine or mass distributing or mass producing or mass administering the vaccine. The hardest part is getting people to take it. And you know, you still have a solid 60, 70, 80 million Americans who simply refuse to get vaccinated. And what do you do then? What do you do then when you have a significant percentage of the population that's allowing the virus to continue to spread, continue to mutate, continue to cause harm, suffering, hospitalization, death, and worst of all, continuing to possibly create variants which are going to be relatively resistant to the immunity induced by vaccination? And I think that's where the rubber meets the road here. And I think the answer to that question is mandates. I think we're going to have to start to see more and more local mandates to compel people to do the right thing.
And I want to go back to your point about convincing people to actually get it. The FDA has granted the Pfizer vaccine a priority review, which basically means it could get full approval by January 2022 in the next 6 months, maybe sooner. Right now, it's just authorized for emergency use, but some have suggested full approval could then open the door to getting more people vaccinated, those who are hesitant, maybe schools and businesses doing requirements of vaccines. How much of a difference maker is this?
I think psychologically it's a difference maker. I think in terms of actual issues about the vaccine, it's not. I mean, this is not an experimental drug. It's been out there now. There's more than 300 million doses administered. It has a tremendous safety and efficacy profile, so that as much as many drugs that are out there. So I think that the notion, okay, now it's finally licensed, okay, now we know that it's safe and effective, is a little silly. But that said, I think that is how a number of people see it. They are waiting for this full approval, which is more psychological than anything else.
All right, Dr. Paul Offit, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.